The fact that you have many masters is a proof that one of those masters is not God. Because God does not share. God does not cohabit. He doesn't squat. It's either you give him the space or he's not interested. Are you there? Babylon is a harlot. The senior ministers in a certain ministry were in a certain city, senior Pentecostal minister in a certain city were to have a meeting. And then suddenly there was an intelligence that came that a certain political leader wanted to see them to disburse some finances of goodwill. That meeting, as passionate as the notice of the meeting was sent out, there was an 8-hour delay in the meeting. Not because God moved. It's a harlot. No matter how we try to put a collar on a harlot, if you can pay, the harlot will still follow the next master.
The message you're about to hear is not just a random word, but a message directly from God to heal, transform, and deliver you. But the question is, do you believe? Stay connected and anticipating, because the word of God coming is set to get you free. Stay tuned.
It's common. Zion is separated. The only way I operate, the way I manifest, is not the way my generation is manifesting. It is the way God has ordained me to manifest. If you are going to operate from Zion, you must come to that point where your security is in God. Because what you are going to be doing will not be popular. Oh my God. The way God will use you is not going to be contemporary. If you are someone that is not secure, you cannot operate in Zion. If you are someone that cannot be positive under pressure, Zion cannot be your option. Because when something is dedicated to God, it is God that gives that thing his own meaning. So your meaning is in the sanctuary. Your meaning derives from your separation. Your strength and your uniqueness is drawn from the fact that you are surrendered to God. But Zion is the opposite of Babylon, because Babylon is common. It is common for ministry to be run like business. It is common for the kind of advertisements that we advertise church meetings. The advertisement is not different from the kind of advertisement that is done for parties. Somebody trying to bring members to his church now caption the service, peppermint service. That's the kind of thing that happens in a situation where things are common. Do you have the courage to be uncommon? And not because you are trying to be different. Your style is a product of your separation. That's what I'm talking about. It's not because I just want to be different. No. I'm set apart to God. All right. So the style I sustain derives from the desire that I discern on God's heart for my life. And even though it is not popular, I'm satisfied with it. Even though it is not the reigning style, I have peace about it. The one major audience of my life that happens to be Jesus Christ is pleased with me. And that is what borders an indigene of Zion. Is Jesus pleased? Today we run church of marketing, of management, church of customer care, because it is common. It's about the numbers. It's about visibility. It's about coverage. So if we notice that if we begin to preach about sin, that people begin to express displeasure, we just change, just say, okay. We notice that if we begin to preach about prayer, and the flesh doesn't like prayer, so we convert prayer meetings to strategy sessions. Because what we are doing is marketing. And if we are going to market, we must have a product that is appealing to society. So that separation is not part of the mix, because what we are running is common, is Babylon. The decree that came from the king was that, is there any among you of his children? Is there anyone? We will look at it at the end of my delivery. Are you there? Number 3. Babylon is a harlot. Babylon serves many masters. The way of the harlot is that once you pay, you become the master of the harlot. maybe for a short window. As long as the validity of your payment is still running, you are the master of that harlot. So the harlot can serve many masters. Satan is not angry if you have many masters. The fact that you have many masters is a proof that one of those masters is not God. Because God does not share. God does not cohabit. He doesn't squat. It's either you give him the space or he's not interested. Are you there? Babylon is a harlot. The senior ministers in a certain ministry were in a certain city, senior Pentecostal ministers in a certain city were to have a meeting. And then suddenly there was an intelligence that came that a certain political leader wanted to see them to disburse some finances of goodwill. That meeting, as passionate as the notice of the meeting was sent out, there was an 8-hour delay in the meeting. Not because God moved. It's a harlot. No matter how we try to put a collar on the harlot, if you can pay, the harlot will still follow the next master. Why revival tarries? Don't go too far. In cities where the seat of the governor is, many pastors, that's where they go with their plate to beg. You are aware of this. So how will that man think we are serious? Carry plates. A prayer meeting was set up in government house, an abrupt meeting. What was the meeting about? So that the governor is passing and say, this one's a prayer. So it's harlotry. They are actually selling prayer. And anybody that can pay, they can contract them and say, okay, be praying for this shrine. They will pay you. They will turn their back on the shrine, but they will still be praying and say, this is what we're paid to. So a pastor now needs the service of comedian. He needs the service of this. So it's harlotry. So many masters. So you cannot even define the nature of the product. So many masters. We invited the governor to come, you are aware, on the inauguration of our place, because he sent spies to check who is building. The spies came, they saw me, but I didn't look like the person building, so they were still looking for the I was not there like a chieftain. We were serving. So you couldn't tell. Do you know that even at the tent, for 7 years, our neighbor at the tent was looking for the head of the ministry. So he now found one of my pastors that had a big chest. So he was relating to him and as the head of the ministry. Do you know that it was like 4 weeks to our departure from that place that he realized he was relating with the wrong man? So the governor sent spies to come and find out who is building this. Because people were accusing him that he was the one building it. And he didn't know who was building it, so he sent spies. The spies did not come with any information until that building was finished. Because they could not tell who. When you come and you see somebody carrying something, you see somebody doing work, how will you say, yes? So on the day, it was on the day we invited him that he saw me. He said, I did not give these people 1 naira. I didn't give them, and I thank God he said that. I didn't give them anymore. But today I will make my own contribution. That's what he said. And invited me to come to government house, which I never went. I never went. Because I'm not common. At least he said he didn't give us any money. So he doesn't know how we got the money. We are not common. If I go there and somebody starts me and say, he went for his own. So it will be difficult to convince people that I don't do envelopes. If I'm called to bring a prophetic perspective, prophetic intelligence to the government, I will do that service for free. I will do it for free. I will do it for free. There were people in the theater in warfare when Boko Haram was still heated. They used to call for intelligence in the night. I was not doing it because I wanted. Do you know Do you know that none of them died until they posted that my man from the wilderness and brought another guy? They wiped almost everybody out. When the real matters come, they will not look for people that come to beg. They will look for the ones that are not begging, because you are not coming. Do you know what? We will not change. We may not be popular, but we will never change.
Join our community, subscribe, and let's explore the apostolic legacy together.